Hi, it's Stephen at Goodie Goodie, and I'm making banana upside down cake in a frying pan. There it is. It's kind of an ugly monstrosity, but it's a recipe I found on YouTube, and the reason I looked at it is it had over 8 million views, and the title of the video was "The Whole World's Going Crazy Over This Dessert, Ready in Just 5 minutes." And they're huge liars. You couldn't do this in 45 minutes, and the end result just is not very good. But I'm going to treat it seriously in case you really want to do this for whatever reason. I do not know why. But here we go. The best thing I learned from watching this is how to cut a banana in half. So doing it in the peel and then removing each half. It's really easy. It cuts it really straight and evenly. And there they are. They look beautiful. So now we've got a pan, and we're putting some butter in there and going to add some sugar to make it kind of a caramel sauce that you can caramelize the bananas with. So here comes our sugar. And kind of give it a mix it up a bit. And this is on, I'm going to suggest for this entire thing, medium-low heat. It's be probably pretty good for this. Now, my bad, I got tired of waiting and I walked away, and when I came back it was a little bit overdone, but it actually worked out okay. This will become the top of your cake. And that part of it actually worked out fairly well, but there are some other problems that you'll find out about later. So we'll save that. But laying the banana pieces in there, and you can turn the heat off even at this point. Now in a separate bowl, putting some sugar and an egg, and I'm going to mix this up. This is making the chocolate cake portion of this dessert, and this is pretty straightforward. It's a pretty regular chocolate cake recipe. So here we go with this. Stirring with a wooden spoon, or I guess you could use a whisk. I just always love using a wooden spoon. So a little salt, some vanilla, and quarter cup of oil, vegetable oil. And we mix that all up. And then we're going to start adding the milk. So I think I do it in three sections. You could put it all in at once, but I just thought to mix it well, it'd be nice to spread it out into split it into three groups. Now I kind of badmouth this, and I feel bad because you're not watching this because you want to see something terrible. Maybe you can pull this off. I had a great deal of difficulty, and I actually tried twice. And my first attempt, which I thought was bad, was actually better than my second one. So I'm going to suggest we do a recipe for... sorry, I'll get back to that. Here we are putting in the dry ingredients. So flour, cocoa powder, and baking powder. Sifting all that in. So I'm going to suggest a recipe that we have on YouTube. It's a Cupcake Jemma recipe that also isn't done in an oven. It's done on a stovetop. It's for steamed sticky toffee pudding. It is one of the most amazing tasting desserts I've ever had. And if you're going to spend the time doing something, do that instead. I'm going to put the link in the description section above or below the video. And here we are stirring that up really well, and this is nice. Who doesn't like watching this beautiful cake batter falling off a spoon? And we spread that over our bananas. Now this is going to be again on medium-low heat. Spreading it out evenly with a spatula. And then we take a plate and put the plate on top of the pan. So that's been sitting there for 20 minutes. And I got to add, I actually greased that plate. That's important to know. I used oil all over that plate. And here's the bottom. So that needs to be baked for 5 minutes. So I'm going to flip it over awkwardly. I'm not a good flipper, and the pan is really hot. So there we are. There's the top. It looks a little bit of a mess. But bear in mind, this plate is covered in oil to help it slide off, the cake slide off. So try to get it to slide off, and I'm using gravity, so I'm tipping it on an angle, and it kind of worked. It kind of slowly, very slowly, kind of started to slide off the plate. But it left a whole bunch of chocolate cake on the plate. I don't really show you this, but there's a lot on there. And now we're going to let that cook in the pan for 5 minutes to solidify it. Now here we are. We've got to flip it over again. And I have put oil on this plate too. There's me with my terrible flipping. Okay. look at how much, about a quarter of the cake was stuck to the pan. And I put oil in that pan to stop that from happening, and it's still stuck. Now we're flipping it over for the last time, and there's the top of the cake. That looks okay. My thought is probably be better to just leave it in the, or maybe when you put it on the first plate, don't worry about the bottom. Just serve it, and the bottom's too soft. Too bad. It'd be better than losing half of your cake when you try to flip it back and forth. Now here's our piece. Banana upside down cake made in a frying pan. Wow. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch our show on cable stations across Canada this fall, Baking for Change.